Hi, third grade. We are going to look at the letters P and QU today for letter formation or handwriting. P's are another one of those tricky letters that sometimes we want to make a stray capital. So we want to review that. Looking at the handwriting sheet, you're going to start at the ceiling or the airplane line. You're going to come down to the basement or dig for worms, retrace, make your belly, and you're done. So you'll try again, starting at the dotted line, which we call the airplane line or ceiling line. Come down, do not pick up your pencil, go right back up and make your belly. So make as many as you can fit in, leave a space between them to get that feel. Make sure you're not picking up your pencil. When you get done with that row, come on over to the house again, go to the ceiling, come down to the basement, retrace back up to the ceiling, make your belly going into the right, and stop. And then you'll go all the way across. Now again, we talked about how it's tricky with the G's and the J's. Same thing with the P's on this lined paper that we use in third grade in your spirals. You have to imagine that midsection like you're cutting it in half. You're going to start halfway between those two blue lines. You're going to come down, dig for worms, retrace, make your belly. Start halfway, come down, retrace, make your belly. Start halfway, come down, dig for worms, make your belly going toward the right. Okay, now when you're doing Q, it's the same idea. And we're going to put U next to it because that just helps us remember that when we use a Q in a word, we always have that U with it. So starting at that ceiling, you're going to actually come down just a hair. You're going to make your belly, come back up to the top, then dig for worms or go into the basement. So start at that ceiling, go in toward the left, make that belly, now come down and make that tail. And then of course we've got figured out. So let me show you again. You're going to come to that halfway mark between the two lines, whether you want to call it the airplane line or the ceiling line. You're going to make your belly first this time, then come down and make your tail. Make your belly, come back up, make your tail. Make your belly, come back up, make your tail. So when you come down to the empty house, do the same thing. Start at the ceiling, make your belly, come down to the basement, make your tail, and add that Q-U. I forgot to add that U. I will squeeze in the U because when we have a Q, we have a U. Okay, and then when you're writing on your regular paper that doesn't have the lines, imagine you're cutting in half that space between the two blue lines. Start here, make your belly, dig for worms, make your tail, and there's your letter U. Make your belly, come down, dig for worms, make that little backwards fish hook, make your U. Q and a U. Okay, so hopefully that will help so we don't see things like this or this. We're getting some 9s and some G's and all kinds of crazy things. So let's avoid those and we'll just make sure we are communicating. Also, when I did the B's and the D's, I didn't show it on the notebook paper, and I wish I would have, so I just want to show you right now. You're going to start at the top line for your B. You come down, retrace, and you've got to imagine that halfway mark for your B. Come to the top line, come down to the bottom, retrace, make your belly, and the same idea when you're doing the letter D. So again, visualizing that halfway mark. It's tricky with the smaller paper, but as you get older, your handwriting gets smaller and you get used to it. Okay guys, let's see it transfer into your writing. Can't wait.